Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing some work on my Targa roof on my C4. So last week I finished up my suspension, went out for a test drive with the radio off, listened for any kind of noises or rubbing or anything like that. And all I could hear was my Targa roof. So it looks like there's some parts on the top that are kind of separating. Now, the roof is like 40 years old because the car is 85. So, you know, besides it looking not its best, it's got all sorts of scratches and stuff like that on the top of it. It's just coming apart from the actual frame, which I guess is kind of a common thing. So mine's not completely off, but some of the back areas are starting to separate. So my plan today is to reconnect those. I got some windshield adhesive, which I'm gonna use. Now, I got some like cheap stuff off of Amazon. Now, if your actual roof comes off the frame, I would recommend using like a 3M or something like that, some like higher quality adhesive. Now, I'm just pretty much using this just to glue back some areas, and I might actually just run a bead around the frame of it, like tape it off and run like a clean bead around it just to kind of keep it secure. So that's the plan. And then once I get that done, I'm going to actually do like cut and buff on it. I'm going to use some like maybe 2,000 to 3,000 wet sandpaper on it, and then try to bring it up with a buffer. Now, if you follow the channel, maybe like a year ago or so after I painted the car, I tried to vinyl wrap the Targa roof in black and didn't have the best luck with it. I tried twice. I didn't buy the most expensive vinyl, and it just had a bunch of little dirt specks and stuff like that, and I just wasn't really happy. So I ended up pulling it off, and I haven't touched it since, but now I'm actually going to try to buff the thing out and make it look a lot nicer. I also got a new trim piece that goes like around the Targa roof itself. I bought this when I was doing the vinyl wrap, and that didn't turn out. I just kind of threw it in the corner of the shop. But now, if this turns out nice, I'll be able to put this back on and just kind of make it look a lot nicer. So I'm just gonna get this thing off, put it up on like a stand or something like that. Then I'll start gluing it together, and once that's secure, we'll work on polishing the roof. This week's video is brought to you by LCOBMW. Shop our site for Corvette performance parts, merchandise, and much more. See the link in the description or visit LCOBMW. As always, we'll do a little before walk around on my top. I'm just going to show you kind of like what we're starting out with before I pull the thing off. Okay, so hopefully, yeah, you can just, it looks horrible. It's just no getting around it. It looks great in the pictures and the videos. Some cat prints here. That should buff out. But this is what I'm talking about in here. Like it's lift. You can see that. It's just lifting up. So like all in here is just coming apart. Luckily, it seems like it's pretty secure up front here, so I don't have to take it completely off, but it just looks like garbage. And this is the side that all I could hear when I was driving is just nonstop creaking. It's just so loud and obnoxious. So yeah, this side is even worse. So besides that, some scratches, and like when I was taking off, you could see in here, this is all the glue and stuff from the original trim that I took off originally. So if you're new to the C4 world and never took one of these off before, in your center console below the armrest, there should be this amazing tool which looks just like a 1/4 inch drive ratchet with a long Torx 40 socket on it. And that's all it is. There's 2 in the front that go up like this, and then another 2 on the back. And you just undo it with this thing and then throw this back in the center console so you don't lose it, and just unbolt the roof off the car. So pretty simple there. So it's kind of silly, like the C3s just have 2 little quick releases for the T-tops and they come right off. This is like a whole process using like regular tools to get the whole roof off the car. So it doesn't make it that easy when you're trying to take the roof off real quick. I mean, it's not horrible, but I like never take mine off either. Like I always leave it on. Even I used to have a 95, same thing. I just always left a roof on it. That car didn't have like the chassis braces, so whenever you would take the Targa roof off, you could like feel it in the car. All right, all 4 bolts are undone. Go. got up on the stand here. I'm just gonna take a quick look. So I'm gonna take this piece of the weather stripping out just so I can actually get to the underside of this frame here. Now there is like sealant on here. I don't know, I don't think that's original, but it looks like it's separated here. So that these are the back areas of the top that are loose. So once I get these off, I should be able to kind of access that better. So other than that, I think that's what I'm gonna do for now. Get these off and then just take a better look underneath. So it looks like there's just 2 screws. I had just replaced these weather stripping pieces. So pull this out. And then there's a bunch of which looks like Torque 25s holding this weather stripping guide piece in. It looks like it's kind of got seam sealer holding it in, so I'm gonna just get a flathead and just slowly pry it off. All right, so I'm just slowly prying this bad boy off. It's coming off pretty good, yes. That is off. And you can see all the glue in here. Let me show you. So you can see this is, let's see if I can push down this thing. Yeah, you can see. So I'm gonna get a razor blade knife and cut all this out. And then I'll probably get the caulk gun with the windshield adhesive and then fill it up in there like that. I'll do the same thing. I'll cut most of this stuff out. I mean, technically, if this was loose everywhere, you'd have to pull this whole frame off of the glass, clean it, and then reapply it on there with a new adhesive. So I'm not saying it's the worst thing to do, but this is going to be a little bit easier and quicker. Okay, now's the fun part. I'm going to just cut all this old stuff out. Yeah, it looks like this whole side's pretty loose. So I got everything all cleaned off and taped up in here, as you can see, like that. So I'm gonna use these to kind of wedge in here and pry this open like that. And I'm gonna sneak the adhesive in there. I'll probably start at the front here because it's glued down here pretty tight, and I'll just kind of wedge the nozzle in there, fill that up, same thing along there. And then once I'm done and I get mainly these sections glued down because they're the loosest, I'm gonna go around here and then just caulk this whole thing and smooth it all out, then pull the tape. I also have some just small clamps here that I'm gonna hit all 4 corners once I have it all glued down. So I'm just lifting up on this thing and I'm just kind of pushing the gun in there and just trying to pump as much in here as I can. So I'm going to do this and then I'll just continue to do the other side. Just going to slowly just walk myself around here, fill it up best I can. So now I got everything glued down, clamped down. Now I'm gonna run this on the outside ring here, and I'm gonna smooth it all over my finger, pull the tape up the best I can, just so it doesn't dry on the tape and the tape's stuck. And then at that point, I'm just gonna let it sit for however long it takes till it's cured. I'm gonna cut a bigger piece off this. It's taking forever to come out the really small end nozzle there. There we go, she's flowing good now. So you could probably do this without the tape, but it's just super messy, and then you'll get just a nice clean line too once you get this all smoothed out. This probably would be the same process if you actually had your acrylic piece come off the frame. You'd probably do this about the same. Pull it off, clean all the glue off, get it in place, and same thing, do the inside of it and then do on the outside of it as well. All right, now I'm gonna just get this tape off while it's still tacky. It's probably like 55-ish today, and I can already feel it's already tacking up, so you got a warmer day, you probably have to work a little faster. All right, so just gonna let this set and we'll flip it over. So I decided I'm actually gonna paint the outside part of this top here. Like all this acrylic part is just so chewed up and scratched all the way around. So I have it all taped up. So once this dries, I'm gonna pull these clamps up, finish taping it off, and then just shoot it with some flat black, just so it has a cleaner edge on the outside. So that's the next day. I waited just under 24 hours. I just wanted to make sure it cured really well before I took the clamps off. So turned out pretty good. I took all the tape off already. I'm just gonna get these clamps off real quick and then we'll take an up close view of this. I mean, definitely seems pretty tight, pretty firm, so. All right, so this is where I painted. I ended up using like a satin black or something. It just looks so much better than just the scratched up glass, so. Then it's glued all the way around here, like that. So now I'm gonna just throw these little trim pieces back on it. Okay, so the top is nice and secure now and it won't be rattling and driving me nuts. So the next step is to do the finishing on the exterior of the thing. But I'm going to actually do that next video because I feel like it's going to probably take a while for me to just you know, sand this thing and buff it and stuff like that. So as far as gluing this thing in, now if you have one of these and the acrylic is completely off, I am going to leave the link to a really good 3M windshield adhesive or glass adhesive in the description, as well as the stuff that I got. The stuff that I got seemed pretty good, and it was like 12 or 13 bucks or something like that for like a windshield adhesive specifically for the acrylic to the whatever the aluminum frame or whatever that's made out of. Now, as far as fiberglass tops is concerned, I'm not sure if that's really common, if they ever separate. I will leave a link for a panel epoxy too in the description, just in case you have the same scenario with a fiberglass top, because that'll actually adhere the fiberglass to the metal a lot better than a windshield adhesive. So besides that, that's where we are, and next week we'll pick this back up and get this thing shining again. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Thanks for watching.